Hello everyone and welcome back to Lakeside, and it's been 2 weeks, believe it or not, since I put my last video up, and in between those 2 weeks I've been working on this, the village. So let's go and have a look and see what I've been up to. Okay, see you in a minute. Bye. Hello again everyone and welcome back. Okay, so the village. I really can't remember, to be honest with you, how far I got on my last video, so I might as well just go through the village as it is now, and if I repeat myself then I apologise right now. So if we start off this end, then you can see that I've now covered in completely the transition from the cycle track down to the retaining walls of the bus station. The ramp, or the slopey up and downy bit as I call it, I haven't done anything on that. What I need to do is to take this edge off here and here, just make that a curve, a gentle curve, and make that a gentle curve as well. That looks very steep there, but is actually only that, which is the standard Metcalfe slope. So that shouldn't be too difficult to do, and then I can finish that off, put some tarmac along those strips there for pavements, and then that will be done. What else? Right, so if we go along the back, that back edge now is complete with all the foliage and the embankment at the back. And if we come back, I still haven't done the gardens yet, but I'll show you the reason why I haven't done those yet. But what I have done is I've now made that area there behind the terraced houses here. I've made that now the playground area, if you like, for the kiddies, people to walk their dogs, etc. I've got to do a few other bits and pieces on that too. I want to get 4 or 5 kiddies knocking a football around in that area there. A couple of jumpers on the grass for the goalposts, of course. And then as we move along, I think I showed you this actually. This is the classic car meeting at the pub. Come around that side perhaps, you can see it. I've got, I don't think I showed you the Triumph Herald there. I can zoom in a bit. There's a guy there proudly showing off his new Triumph Herald Coupe. There's a chap there photographing the engine bay. I've now done the edging strip along there with some fencing, and then the field at the other end, which wasn't developed, I've made into a traction steam engine rally to coincide with the classic car rally. So there's a little thing going on at the village. So we've got an ice cream van with a little girl just buying her ice cream. There's her mum there calling to her. Got the St John's Ambulance Brigade in attendance, of course. Some Morris dancers doing their thing, and some Boy Scouts hauling a little truck with some wood in it, probably for the traction engines. Yeah, so fence, gate posts. I've yet to do the embankment around the side here, and it goes to there. So that's, sorry, not there, there, where my finger is. So it starts there, and I need to continue that all the way around to here. So this is the high street now for the village. So you can see I've now carried it on, and I've now extended this part here. This is new. It did end just there. Oh, I've put some mud on the turf there where the traction engines have been going in and out, and vehicles. yeah, so I've extended this here because what I wanted to do was to carry this road round, gradually getting narrower to here, because this is the road for the entry and exit to the manor house, which will be positioned about here-ish. So that's done. I just need to fill in some screw holes and this join, and then I can paint the road. And I will have a sign here saying heritage, English heritage manor house, something like that, with an arrow indicating to go down there. And then we come on to the other side of the high street, not high street, yeah, high street I guess, for the village. So we've still got the cafe there, which I haven't done anything to. It's just that it's lit, but I haven't actually done anything. But what I have been doing is concentrating on my cottage and the gardens. So it's gone really well actually. I'm very, very pleased with it. It's not a replica, it's a representation. So because of the room, I can't do it all. I mean, in effect our garden goes way past here back to about here, but I can't, so it's kind of representative of what we've got. So we've got a knocked garden just there, done in a circular pattern with a cross in the middle, and I've got a scratch build a little summer house to go here. That's obviously the garage. That channel there will disappear eventually. So I've made the archway between the garage and the cottage, which is fairly representative of what we have at the moment. A little bit more foliage to go on here, this side here, to make it into a proper arch, but that's the start of it. I can build on that. Just there, all I've done is I've placed the wooden garden seat I had on the old cottage on the previous layout there for the moment, because there will be a thatched seating table. So I've got to scratch build that as well, but for now I've just put that there to remind me that's where it's got to go. The circle is the pond, the informal pond, and that's going to be made bigger. It's going to be sort of about that size, around there. And that pond has fish in it. It's got koi carp and goldfish, plus it has mature shrubs and trees around here, so all that's got to go in. I've also built this wall here, which is a wall I built many years ago. If I turn it round, you can see I've bricked it all the way down, which is what it's like at the moment. And then this area here will be full of shrubs, and here will be fencing panels at the back, and then that will be the end. So across here, across this batten, I will put something like some finishing wood, like a skirting board, just to finish it off across there. And then towards the rear of the cottage, I built the formal pond at the back of the house. So we have, if I can zoom in, bear with me. So I've just filled this. This is the second coat of realistic water, so this is drying off at the moment. But you can see on the back wall a lion's head, which I've carved that out of black tack, believe it or not. I've just stuck it on. So out of that lion's head will be a spout of water which I've made up, and it's dried now. That's from Woodland Ceilings water effect. So I have a spout of water coming out of the lion's head into the pond, and then just there, as my finger, just there, that's a sluice where the water falls over and goes into this smaller part of the pond here. And again, I've made up out of water effects the water going over the sluice. Again, to be added, and water lilies, of course, to go in, and other plants, water plants. And I've put foliage along the back here, which is how it is at the moment, and hopefully you're seeing how it looks in real life. As I say, it's a representation, it's not a replica. I can't do a replica on the size I've got at the moment here, but it's a good representation of what we have at home, which will do for me. And this is what it's all about, really. It's just having my home on the layout, which is what I wanted. So if we stand back, that's a kind of a shot of the village scene as it stands at the moment. Which I think has come out reasonably well. I'm pleased with it. We've got the guy there mowing the lawns. That's not me. I'm out on my bike with Hazel. The stone here, I have to paint yet. I think it's dry now. Yeah. I've got to paint this sort of a almost this colour actually, and stipple it with beige and black, or weathered black anyway. And then just here in front of the garage, I've got some decking which goes just there, and I've got a hot tub and seats and that on the decking, so I should try and replicate that as well. I think that's about it, to be honest. I think that's about it. It's quite a nice shot there with the sun coming through the window. I have got the blind down because it's streaming through that window at the moment, and it just gets everything so hot. So I've got the blind down, but I think that's a really nice shot actually. Quite like that. And there's my camper van, although it's not the right kind of camper van, it is a camper van, which is where it's parked at the moment. And of course we've got the garage with Hazel's Mini there, and you can see, perhaps just see the two bikes, or one bike. I've taken the road up again, by the way, because the road itself is a strip going across, and I just changed the chain slightly. It was giving me a little bit of jip during the week, so I lifted the road and redid that chain again, or a section of it, put it that way. It was stretching, became too slack and was causing me a few issues, so I replaced one of the longer links with a shorter link, and that seems to have cured it, and it does seem to be running smoother now. Just show you. I've still got one issue over the back where it stops and starts, which I've got to sort out yet, any minute now. There you go. And then it carries on. So there's obviously a little high spot there or something, which I need to look at. But apart from that, it's going really nicely now. It's much smoother. It's certainly wearing in now compared to what it was like. There you go. So it's another nice little piece of movement on the layout, which is what I wanted, along with the bus up here, which I'm charging at the moment. The first time I've charged it actually since I bought it. It's going back a few months. So I've got the bus, the moving lift, and the bikes. So there's some good kind of things going on. And I had somebody come up the other day and they were messing around with it, and I lifted that up and I said press the button and the bus will stop over there, and it did. So it's really good fun, very interactive, which I like. And obviously they had to go using the controller here. What else? As regards the what is it, the scenery, if you like, the foliage, I use a whole range of stuff to give me this effect, and what I tend to do, if you look at that there, that hedging in the front just here, that's how I normally start off, with some hedging, and then I add layers on top of that, and that gives me that effect. That gives me that effect. So there's the ordinary bushes, and then I add different textures of shrubs to make it a mixture. And then over on here, because it's a garden, obviously I've added flowers to give it some colour. And here, and here, just kind of roses and hydrangeas. Again, colour here around the conservatory, and obviously around here. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. We have a stainless steel sphere, which hopefully you can see a photograph of, and it has a white LED and the water pumps out at the top, and I wanted to replicate that, and so I got a bead and painted it silver and put a SMD up through it. Now the only SMD I had was a red one, but at least all the wiring is in, so when I get my white one, then I can just replace that LED with a white one. But for the moment I've just put the red in, but I quite like that red actually, it's quite nice. So yeah, we've got a couple of steps going up to the pond, and also with some vegetation around it. There's a few bits missing, like a bird bath and things like that, but I can add those at a later stage. But at least the basics are now down, certainly for that area. I've got a fair bit of work to do here. I tell you, there's a lot of work to do there, hell of a lot. And then down here it gradually just turns into a vegetable plot. That down here will be vegetables in here. So I've got that to do. I've got to make this verge up a bit more around here, paint the road. So a huge amount of work still left to do, but I think I've made reasonably good progress so far with the village. At least I can see it coming on. I've got the 4 gardens to do, as I said. That won't take too long to do, probably a day's work there, 4 hours, hour each per garden. Should sort that out, and then we're back to here again. So there we go, my friends. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it's a bit short. I haven't got any trains running today, purely because if I'm talking about this, it's going to be difficult for you to hear me while I've got trains running. So I will do a separate video of a running session, I think, a bit later on during the week, although that's going to be difficult because I'm away for a lot of next week, so I don't know when that will be. So the next stage for me, I think I will probably do this wall fill this with earth and put some shrubs along here, plus some fence panels exactly the same as those fence panels here, exactly like that, which is what we've got along the back wall just here, and then the shrubs are up against the fence. Excuse me. So I think this is looking okay now. I'm quite pleased with it. Be interesting to see how that water dries out, but it's lovely and warm up here with the air conditioning, so it dries out quite quickly. So hopefully a couple of days that will be nicely done. I've got to put the water lilies in next over there, and then one final thin layer of water over the top to seal it, and then that should be done. Then after all that's done, huge amount of weathering to do, especially on the garage roof. The tiles there need to be weathered. Lots to do. Tiles on the pan tiles there, got to be done. But getting there. Oh yeah, got to get rid of that channel as well. But it's getting there. Okay, waffling now, so I will shut down. Okay guys, thank you very much for your comments on the last video I did. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I think that's probably been my last video, has probably been my most viewed in such a short time video. I think it's got 9,000 views now, just over 9,000 views. And it hit 3,000 views in less than 24 hours, which is staggering for me, it really is. So thank you so much for all your comments, they're really helpful. I have taken some of the things on board you've said, and yeah, it's really lovely to actually get some feedback. If I haven't commented on your comment on that last video, believe me, I've tried. I've had horrendous problems with YouTube over the last couple of weeks. I tried to reply to one comment 4 times and it just wouldn't take it. I wasn't putting any links in it or anything. I don't know what's going on. So I'm having real problems trying to comment, or reply rather, on people's comments. I haven't commented on my own videos since that last one, which was 2 weeks ago. But it's taking comments when I put a comment on somebody else's video. So it's very bizarre, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, if you do comment and you don't get a reply from me, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's because for some reason it ain't working. But we'll give it a go and see what happens anyway. It may have sorted itself out now. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. It's coming on a treat. I'm very pleased with it. Obviously lots of work left to do yet, but it's getting there. Okay, so bye for now, and hopefully I'll speak to you again soon. So bye for now. Bye.